What's up guys, my name's Dychronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be showing you where the Xur is for June 14, 2019. He's actually on Nessus for the second time in a row, and I believe over the last 5 years of doing the Xur, I have never once seen him in the same spot more than twice in a row. I've never seen him actually appear twice in a row in the same spot, so I assume this has to do something with the new barge and the fact that it's shiny and it's big and something or one. Did I miss a chest? I must have missed a chest. I assume it has to do with the barge and stuff or the DLC, but this doesn't seem exactly right. So for those of you who don't know, just go over to Nessus, teleport to Watcher's Grave, and there's going to be a big golden barge here. You really can't miss it. Make your way on top, and we can take a look at his inventory. Quick mention to the Invitation of the Nine, pick it up if you haven't already, and the following Friday you'll be able to do your next one if you've already completed it. First up, we have the Queenbreaker linear fusion rifle. Basically fires a long-range precision arc bolt that blinds enemies on hit. I thought it was only for headshots, but apparently it always blinds enemies, which is a cool feature for PvP stuff. You have the option of having a longer range, higher damage, or a shorter range, faster fire rate, lower damage one, and you actually have that choice between the two of these, and you can obviously choose between the hip fire grip and the quick draw. Quick draw is my favorite, and I used to use the low zoom sights, the faster fire rate for Gambit, which is where this thing used to absolutely shine, but they have nerfed the Queenbreaker. Used to have double the aim assistance than other linear fusion rifles, and linear fusion rifles in general have also been nerfed like crazy for their aim assistance. So this thing doesn't actually headshot when you aim at the foot anymore, but it used to be absolute gangbusters. Outside of that, this weapon is okay, but doesn't really do a lot of damage, so in PvE, it really doesn't have any place. Next up, we have the Knucklehead radar for the Hunter Exotic. Basically provides you a radar while aiming and enhances your radar resolution while crouch. My assumption is that enhanced radar is basically where you get the thinner slices on your radar, whereas normally you have like 8 slices all around your radar. An enhanced radar, you have 16 all the way around, so you can see a more precise direction of where your enemy is. Outside of that, let's talk about the roll. You have some cool and interesting things like grenade for super. You have fusion rifle for super, especially if you use 1,000 voices or if you use a fusion rifle. It's really nice. You got precision weapon targeting, and you also have special ammo finder. A pretty A+ tier roll for a helmet. It's definitely something that you're looking for as far as helmet rolls. I always forget the Knucklehead radar has ornaments because I never actually use it. So overall, this exotic is really not that gangbusters. Again, it kind of just gives you a better radar stuff, and that's really not the best thing in the game. Usually you want something that helps with your super, doing extra damage, or something specific. Next up, the Titan exotic known as the ACD feedback fence. It's one of my favorite looking exotics in the game. Came with Destiny 1. You can actually see in my channel banner, that's actually what my Tiger has, is these ACD feedback fences, and I've always loved them. When it came out in Destiny 2, it actually was the worst exotic in the game, and it's got a bunch of buffs since then, but overall, still not the best thing in the game. Basically, melee kills build up energy. Being struck by a melee attack reduces the incoming damage and unleashes this energy in a devastating explosion. So if you're dealing with a lot of enemies with melee attacks, and you yourself like to melee like crazy, like you like to shoulder charge or crazy like that, this might be useful for you, but there's a lot of other options for shoulder charge, getting your abilities faster, getting your shoulder charge back faster that I would honestly prefer. As far as the roll goes, you have things like kinetic weapon reloader, power weapon reloader, and you have heavy ammo finder. For the gauntlets, you usually want a scavenger, things like grenade launcher scavenger, your sniper scavenger, shotgun, things like that. Special and heavy scavengers usually better, so kind of a sub-tier roll for the perks, but this ornament looks dope as hell, and honestly, it looks really cool. That's what I say about this weapon or this armor piece. It just looks cool. And finally, the Warlock exotic known as GEOMAG stabilizers used to be my favorite thing for the Warlock. Basically, when Chaos Reach super is almost at full, sprinting tops it off. Not really important, but the second part, damaging enemies with the Chaos Reach, extends its duration, basically makes it so it lasts twice as long. So if you just start dumping on a boss, you're getting every hit on that boss, you're gonna have an incredibly long Chaos Reach, and it's gonna last for a very long time. It used to be incredible for just damage dumping on the boss in Gambit, but they did do a couple of tweaks to this super as well as to the Gambit stuff, so it doesn't work as effectively as it used to, so Blade Barrage is the superior when it comes to damage dumping. As far as the roll goes, Dynamo is decent. You got a couple of dexterities here. Those are also kind of generalized and decent, and you have special ammo finder, which is the thing that you want on this column. I don't think I have any ornaments. Okay, so it has an ornament, but I don't think I have it. And that is pretty much it. Make sure you pick up your 5 of Swords if you don't have it already for high scoring nightfalls and easier nightfalls. And lastly, Faded Engram, guaranteed to give you an exotic that you do not have from Forsaken and before. And that is pretty much it. Again, he's on Nessus. Again, it's really weird. And again, I forgot this chest. I don't know why I forgot it, but Apparently I don't have the glimmer for it. But that's it. That's the end of the video for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy. I thought that was a Gallahorn for a second there. But I'll see you guys on the next one.